Hey yo, what's good? It's your boy Chris, and today I wanted to check out the updates that Raichu has in Beyond Melee that are yet to come out. Now, if you've been living under a rock, Raichu has been modded into Melee, and it is pretty awesome. But the initial design kind of left a lot to be desired, so I'm interested to see what type of changes they can make to make the character a lot more interesting and better. So check it out.
Hello, I'm Gemini Hero, and I'm the lead animator for Raichu's big animation overhaul in Beyond Melee. You've probably already seen
Animation
the trailer that I
overhaul.
made about a month ago. Though this revamp is massive and has altered all of Raichu's attacks and movement,
Oh,
there
what?
are still many animations to touch up in the future. For those wondering,
I just gotta say, I love the presentation here. Like, just the fact that it's using the Pokemon Stadium screen and it's like showing all the little animations and stuff. It's a really nice touch.
some of the moves have been changed in large ways. For the most part, I was working to keep the function of the old moves with a fresh coat of paint. So, if you've been playing Raichu and BM up until now, you should still feel right at home.
Shout outs to
One
Howard.
final thing.
He's the only person I
As
know
the
who
idea was
mains
to get
him.
Raichu feel. Let's jump right in with Raichu's long-awaited introduction to Smash.
Raichu.
His debut episode in Electric Shock Showdown cast him as the bruiser of Vermilion Gym Leader Lieutenant Surge, who stood in opposition of Pikachu's desire to become stronger as
This
he
is
was
so
without
good.
evolving. In the years following his debut, Raichu would appear less and less in the show, manga, games, and merchandise, while Pikachu would appear more and more. In fact, it got so bad that even Raichu's in-game Pokédex entries remark on his lack of popularity compared to his predecessor. Raichu's main fighting style has primarily used their size, weight, flail-like tail, and
Do you guys see how much detail has gone into this character? Like, I am honestly amazed. I feel like it translated pretty well with the 1.0 Raichu, but this is a whole nother level. And you know, we just got some new characters over the weekend actually with well, over the week I should say, with Diddy Kong and Charizard. And I didn't get to mess with them too much, but I don't know. Like, this just makes me feel like this is what it takes to create a really interesting character in Melee. And I felt that way about all the Beyond Melee characters. They were all really cool and interesting. Just need a little bit of rework here and there, and I'm excited to see what they do at Raichu. And also shout outs to Team AK for Charizard and Diddy, because that's pretty mind-blowing too. It's only a matter of time until we get like Sonic or something.
For his idle animation, Raichu hunches over, arms forward, ready to battle.
From Pokemon
With
Stadium.
the slower rhythm of the animation, I tried to emphasize both his heaviness and confidence when compared to Pikachu's more frenetic, energetic idle stance. It's a fair bit faster than his old headbutt, coming out on frame 7 instead of the old jab's frame 11.
Oh, let's go.
The hitbox is also a bit different in the new animation. For forward tilt, Raichu steps forward and delivers a tail swipe. This move has quite a bit more range than his old kicks with the same fast startup, but at the cost of some active frames, going from 10 to 5. This new F-tilt is also aimable high and low, just like the old.
So that's what made Raichu's forward tilt so good, was the fact that it stayed out for so long. So you could like guaranteed use it for an edge guard just by sticking it out and hoping that your opponent would like flub into it. So that's interesting. That makes it different. They probably wanted to take that away from like wanting to use that more, just like a, you know, use it when you know you need to use it, because it doesn't have as many active frames. It's not something you could just throw out there. So that's interesting. Curious to see what Howard thinks about that.
With the first 5 frames of the move being frame-by-frame recreations.
Wow.
For up tilt, Raichu dips low to the ground and shoots some sparks from their tail
Same
straight
one.
up. This move is more or less unchanged in properties from his old up tilt, as that was one of Raichu's better moves from 1.0. For down tilt, Raichu embraces their inner breakdancer with a spinning kick and tail swipe combination.
That's
this attack
huge.
reaches a bit farther than the old tail swipe and retains the tipper attribute in a clearer way, hitting with the foot being the sour spot and hitting with the tail being the sweet spot, causing electrical damage and more knockback. There was no direct reference.
It doesn't pop you up. So, I mean, it's kind of like the forward tilt. I feel like maybe it'll be good for edge guards or to get someone off of you. But typically you want to convert off of something like that. So, unless it's as good as Marth's, I don't know.
For this. Finally, for Raichu's new dash attack, they leap at their opponent for a body slam, only to fall on their face. This move has seen one of the more dramatic changes from its 1.0 incarnation. Timed properly, this attack can jump over certain attacks, including some projectiles.
Maybe
Fans
laser?
of the anime will instantly. Raichu's new forward smash has them blasting an electric attack forwards, using their arms and tail to focus the attack. The damage from this attack has been boosted, and the knockback made universal with an overall increase. This iconic move features some hitbox changes, but mostly functions the same as it did in 1.0. This animation is, of course, a direct
That forward tilt, that forward smash, I think the animation's just different, but it's more or less the same.
Raichu's new up smash is a ferocious focus punch uppercut, sure to send lightweights flying at even low percentages. This move functions largely the same as it did in 1.0, right down to the sour spot even being able to hit through certain platforms. For neutral air, Raichu delivers a spinning tail attack that discharges electricity all around them. This move was always one of Raichu's best approach options and has been made even better with a startup of only 6 frames now, as opposed to the 8 from 1.0.
That's going to be so deadly, because he could already narrow chain, so that startup is just going to make it like you could use it no matter what. You could throw it out in many, many more situations. More viable, basically.
Raichu's new forward air is a spinning tail swipe with
okay. This is when it gets interesting.
Horizontal range and a meteor hitbox. The trade-off to such a powerful move is its long startup time at 15 frames, as Raichu has to spin once to build momentum before spinning again to loose the attack. However, this startup is 5 frames faster than the old 20 frames of 1.0.
Oh, this is a much better move, I feel like.
To 25, letting Raichu
so, that 1.0 move was very situational. Like, being able to dunk on your opponent like that, like, being out of the way and then falling onto them with that kind of like hammer drop is really, really hard. I know my friend had done it to me a couple of times, but compared to this 2.0 animation, which is more of a slice, I feel like it's more appropriate and it's more clutch. So you'll be able to kind of pinpoint it. And even though it still has the same startup, I mean, you just have to get them in front of you. So it's less about kind of dunking them. You kind of lose a little bit of that spike, placement, like a Mario forward air type thing or Donkey Kong forward air, but I'll take that over it. That's a very welcome change. It's more useful and neutral, even when you're not trying to spike.
For down air, Raichu coils up before shooting their foot and tail straight downward. This is an attack similar in nature to down tilt from earlier, in that the foot and tail are used to measure the sour and sweet spots respectively, with the sweet spot capable of meteoring opponents. The tipper now does more damage.
That's one of the biggest spikes.
Placements being altered a bit to fit the new animation. Again,
I like that a lot.
This move, though, for back air, Raichu
that's way better. They should have described what the old one was like, just because I kind of forget. But yeah, that's really good.
Forward spinning kick. This move is largely unchanged from the original, but it's been reworked to fit Raichu's skeleton a bit better. This move is also a reference to the kick from the
it's a good move,
Lights, Camera, Quaction.
No comment.
When Pikachu and shenanigans.
Like I want to focus more on the changes rather than just getting into Raichu as a character. I'm probably not the right person to ask for that, but I do want to analyze these changes though. So backer being unchanged, it's a big B&B for Raichu, but I'll let someone else explain it. Maybe if you guys get on stream when Howard's playing, he'll let you know it's good.
Raichu's up air, they deliver a combination bicycle kick and tail swipe upwards. This attack functions mostly like it did in 1.0, but since the animation changed to include the bicycle kick beforehand, a kick hitbox has been added before the tail portion of the move even comes out. Try to see if you can hit with the kick for style points. Now we can move on to the big guns, the special moves.
If they change the side B, that's going to be the biggest thing. We'll see.
Their neutral special, Raichu wields an electric ball before hurling it at their opponent. This slow, big move has high projectile priority, so it'll go right through moves like Mario's Fireball and Pikachu's Thunder Jolt. This move functions mostly the same as 1.0, with a sped-up active time of only 30 frames instead of 1.0.
That's a good buff. The problem with it before was that it was too slow. Now it's still slow, but it's more applicable. It's not just like laughably slow, so kudos.
For the aerial version of this attack, Raichu throws the Electro Ball with their tail instead, tossing it diagonally and gaining a slight boost in height from the pushback. For their side B, Raichu's Volt Tackle, Raichu dashes at the opponent as long as the button is held down. This move is freely cancelable at any time after activation, but before hitting the opponent or their shield. The move is more or less identical to how it was in 1.0, however the half-speed recovery on shield has been removed. Up B is mostly the same. Raichu will do a single quick attack in any direction. If it connects with the opponent, Raichu will be able to cancel the hit with any action, including attacks. The new addition in the rework is a new animation if you hit up B. Raichu will strike a victory pose, letting you know you can cancel the move.
Sick.
The move also will no longer leave Raichu helpless if you miss the cancel window either. Overall, these changes should help Raichu players notice and hit their cancel windows, as well as remove some of the penalty for missing the window. Hitting this move is sure to leave you in high spirits. For their down B,
very
Raichu
Sonic
calls
like
down a massive thunder. This move is largely unchanged from 1.0 functionality. Last but not least, no Smash Fighter is complete without their grabs, and this is the area where Raichu has seen the most overall changes. Raichu now grabs with their tail instead of their hands. This grab has more range than 1.0's by a decent bit, and the running version of the grab has the most range of any running non-tether grab in the game, beating out even Marth's. This move is based...
That's a big change. That's what's gonna make this character a lot more like a grappler, because he had a lot of trouble getting grabs before. His moveset is too awkward to not get grabs from anything other than neutral wins.
Raichu's new forward throw is that very attack. Reeling his head back and pulling the opponent in, Raichu unleashes an explosive Hyper Beam. This grab has by far the most knockback and damage of all his grabs at a massive 15% total. For their down throw, Raichu plants the opponent on the ground before delivering a crushing tail slap, popping them up into the air.
That's more animation than anything. Like, it's cool that it put him behind him, but do you see that follow-up potential? That's an up smash right there.
For their up throw, Raichu drags the opponent across the floor, dealing damage along the way before tossing them high into the air. This is also a chase or combo option, but can work at higher percents where it can potentially combo into Thunder or up B. Last but certainly not least, for Raichu's back throw, they slam the opponent into the floor behind them, causing a meteor effect.
Tech chasing. This is good for tech chasing, for testing people to see if they'll tech, because if they don't, they're just sitting there. And it could probably spike too. I thought I saw that.
Which ground bounces on stage and dunks straight down off stage or off.
Really good.
This throw is mostly useful as a setup option, as Raichu will recover before the opponent on stage. Off stage, this can be used to catch the opponent off guard for a meteor, which could spell doom if they react too slow.
That's really good for reversals. I mean, no one good is going to fall for that, but at least you have that threat / conditioning you can do there.
Finally, there's Raichu's taunt. Raichu flaunts their style with a breakdance. This is a very direct reference to Good Friends Great Training, where Tierno's Raichu performs this exact breakdance. This taunt was featured a couple of times in the trailer, and may be the most meticulously faithful animation in the entire set. Every frame of the original dance is replicated here as close as possible. Getting it all to flow together in a fluid animation was a challenge, but hopefully the result was satisfying for a first attempt.
Hey guys, I really hope you're enjoying the video so far. That's pretty much Raichu in a nutshell. I'd say if we were to kind of break it down, like final thoughts, well, Raichu's always going to be kind of like that heavy brawler type. I do think the changes do help him a little bit. Obviously, he's in melee with, you know, Fox and Falco and characters like that. So he's still going to struggle a little bit, but I think that his changes are going to really help someone be inspired to pick him up. Maybe someone who's a little more creative. Definitely like good positive changes all around. They could have made a couple more changes maybe, but it's all good. Definitely big shout outs to the Beyond Melee team for like coming up with this really dope character concept. Definitely like a whole nother level, and I didn't really get to put it into the video, but basically there's a lot of lore that goes into all the animations, all of the like the character design in general. So I'll make sure to link the original video down below. Definitely check that out. Super duper dope. And then for you guys, just wanted to say thank you so much for checking out the video. If you guys have any thoughts on what you think of Raichu and what you saw, you can feel free to leave them in the comments down below. Make sure to also leave a like, just so that this video can be, you know, blessed by the algorithm gods and, you know, seen by more people who are interested in this type of content. Also consider dropping a sub too if you just want to support and you want to see more like Smash content, because that's something I'm planning on making in the future. I do stream on Twitch. I'm definitely a lot more established there. We have a really dope community too. Twitch.tv/ChristopherXRodriguez if you ever want to check it out. I would definitely appreciate if you followed or at least checked it out, because I do stream a lot of Melee. It's like 95% Melee, but we have fun. And I guess I'll see you in the next video then. Thanks, guys.